Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before I start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, the Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, singularly speaking. And we give double honors to our elders in GMS. We learned this truth. Our teachers, the apostles, the bishops, the men down in the highways and byways giving the 100% truth. Shalom to you. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. The house of David being rebuilt as we speak. The 144,000, the men, women, and children that make up the elect. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is November 1st of 2025. Our hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is on his way. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is on his way. Okay, brothers and sisters. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is on his way, and these people know it. And these people are afraid. We're going to show you that we're close. We are closer than you believe. You understand. Our salvation is much closer than we believe. Jacob's trouble, we're at the beginning of that. People are getting kidnapped. People are disappearing. Okay? And it's not just happening in the Northern Kingdom. It's happening in the Southern Kingdom too. Okay? So you have to understand what time we're in. But I'm going to show you this video to show you that these nations are scared. That they know that Yahweh Shai is on his return. The second coming of the Mashiach. Okay? And that's the end of the party. The party's over. Okay? This place, this has to be destroyed before it's built up. So let's go to the video. And this is from the show Redacted. Okay, if you're not familiar with the show, this is independent broadcasting news. And the word redacted is, if you ever had if you applied through the government, any documentation, right? And you get the documentation, it's you see some of the paragraphs and you don't know what they're saying because they blocked it out. They blotched it out. That's what you would call redacted, right? So you might have a paragraph and then you have like 20 things that are covered in black. That's what you call redacted. You don't know what they don't want you to know what they were talking about in there. And that's what this show is called, Redacted, right? So we're going to show this video, but this is not my video. And this is a fair use under UFC 107. I'm going to comment on this video. This is not my video. We're going to use this for commenting purposes for the gospel's sake. This is not my video, but we are going to be commenting under UFC 107. Okay, so you're going to see what these people are talking about, okay?
What is happening with 3I Atlas, that large interstellar object some say is an alien spacecraft barreling towards Earth?
3I Atlas. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, it's a comet. A lot of people think it's a spaceship, it's a satellite. Whatever it might be, it is something of very big interest that people have been talking about. And they've already discovered it very, very short time ago. Okay, so this is what he's talking about, this comet.
Say this is an absolute large psychological operation in order to get us all scared about an impending invasion, an alien invasion.
PSYOP. Okay, we all know about Project Blue Boy and all that stuff. They're gonna put an ancient image of a god in the sky. They've been planning this for 20 years plus. They have the technology, right? So we know about this. The people, we all know about this. This individual knows about this. That's why he said that. But again, he's got to report on it. He's got to give you the whole enchilada, what they call it, right? The whole news, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Coming to Earth. What exactly is going on here? Well, NASA just activated its Earth Defense Group. Wow, who the heck knew about that?
Uh-oh. Somebody's calling the Space Force. Why are they activating this? This doesn't make no sense, but I mean, it kind of makes sense if they know that the Messiah is coming, and they know because they're watching space, okay? They're watching this whole activity. We've seen the Lord's the fathership, and it is 3 times bigger than the planet Earth. We've seen it in 2020, 2022, and I believe in 2024, which is in the letter of the Hebrew letter, right? The Paleo Hebrew. And that's just one spaceship. There might be another bigger one. Okay, it is bigger, 3 times bigger than the planet Earth, brothers and sisters. Right? I believe it's in that guy's channel, Dabu7. He reports on it. So he reports on this as well, 3i Atlas. So this is another place to be watching. Okay?
Over possible concerns, they say, of a Manhattan-sized comet with possible alien technology. Malaysia and the Philippines also now signing the Artemis Accords. They just signed the Artemis Accords, making it 56 nations together. All of these nations and space programs have signed like bilateral accords with the U.S. and NASA to conduct.
Okay, so the Artemis is really, you know, that word is, they used it in World War I. Armistice, which is like a peace treaty, right? They're getting together, this 56 nations, basically saying the following, right? If somebody comes from outer space, okay, which, remember, less than 20 years ago, if you're talking about beings from outer space, you were taught to be crazy. You got to have a tinfoil hat, buddy. But now, all of a sudden, everybody knows about aliens. Everybody knows about UFOs, right? Like nothing happened. Like yo, this is nothing to be. Yeah, they're around. Who cares? Don't worry about. Don't look up. Now it's normal. Now it's all normal. Okay. So this is what they're saying. If somebody comes to invade Earth, we're all gonna fight for Earth. Where do you hear this from? It's in that movie Independence Day, right? What has happened? They had the huge spaceships come in over big cities, and then at the end, they all come together, even though they hate each other. It shows you in the movie, they hate each other, right? They all come together to fight the alien force, which the alien force, believe it or not, is the Messiah, the Mashiach, and his legions and millions of angels. Okay? So this is what he's talking about. There's Mistis, okay? They activated it.
To conduct future space exploration, mining, tourism, etc. All of that.
They're not going to get to that. The Lord is not going to allow that. Their time is up. Okay? These devils' time is up. Okay? Okay? Esau is the end of the world. We are there. This is the end of the world. This is his time to reign is over, brothers and sisters. He's got but a few hours, a few days, if any. Months, days, hours, that's it. No more. Okay? So you have to understand that they know this. Okay? They know this. They know that the Lord is coming. Let me get one scripture. Well, more than one scripture, sorry. This is Revelation 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and I will sup with him. I'm going to eat with you and he with me. He's going to eat at the table. Okay, that's a promise that the Lord made, that he was going to drink wine until his second coming. That he's going to drink wine with the elect. Okay, verse 21. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me. Right? What is he talking about? That overcometh. He's talking about Jacob's trouble. That makes it to the end. Okay, that endures to the end. That the tribulation that we have to go through. Okay. So anybody who endures that, right, comes with I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame. Yeah, because the Lord, remember, they crucified the Lord. They beat the Lord. He had to overcome death. And that's how he got his honor. So how are we going to get honor just because he gives it to us? We have to earn it. Okay? The men of the Lord are out here on the highways and byways bringing in, heralding the coming of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Okay? And we're going to get persecuted for his name's sake. It tells you that. So all this we're going to have to overcome. Okay? Whatever happens. Death, whatever happens. Persecution, incarceration, death, it all has to happen. And I set them down with my Father in his throne. So let's read what the scriptures say on the second coming of the Mashiach. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. This is Ezra. Okay? And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. That's talking about space. The waters. Okay? When you go to Genesis, he separated the waters from the waters. The actual water and space. Okay? Which is also called the waters. And behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. He's talking about the legions of agents that's coming. Yahweh Shai is coming. He's rolling deep, son. He's coming deep. All right? And when he turned his countenance, his face, his image, to look, all the things trembled that were seen unto him. Why? Because they're going to see a so-called pissed off Negro. They're like, oh, shit. These niggas were right. Right? Everyone's gonna shit their pants, man. Because we told them, hey, there ain't no cracker coming, man. There ain't no Charles Manson dude. Nah, that's wrong. We've been telling, the Lord is a Negro. The Jews are Negroes. Nah, it can't be. It can't be. They shit their pants, man. Okay? And whenever the voice went out of his mouth, this is the Lord, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth he feeleth the fire. So a lot of people just burnt when he spoke. So the people that heard his voice, they burnt. Well, that's what he calls humanity ashes. What are these proud ashes? Because they're nobody. You guys are nobodies, man. And after this, and behold, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men. This is World War III. Okay? The Lord is coming back during World War III in the so-called Levant area, the Middle East. Okay? Out of a number from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea, right? Because they're fighting each other, World War III, and then all of a sudden, they have this armistice. Oh, these extraterrestrials are coming. We better fight together, right? As we planned. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. And that's talking about that fathership. Ezra's is seeing this massive, he's saying it's a mountain. Okay, and that's just the vocabulary he's using, It's a huge ship. Right? He's seeing so massive a ship. Like you see in those movies. But what I have seen, the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. So he's basically seeing where it starts and where it ends. Where the mountains are. He can't see it. It's that big. But it's going to tell you this ship, this fellowship is bigger than planet Earth. Okay? And after this I beheld, and lo, all that which were gathered together to subdue him, okay, all the soldiers of World War III, that which is including Jakes and all these Americans that want to go fight, they're all going to die. Were gathered together to subdue him, were some afraid, and yet does fight. So they were afraid to see the Lord, but they had to fight because the Lord is put in the spirit for them to fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, so he didn't have any weapons, right? Nor any instrument of war. So he wasn't strapped, he didn't have nothing, right? He didn't have no Bazooka Joe or no sword or nothing. But only I saw that the scent out of his mouth. So again, because in Revelation it tells you he has a sword in his mouth. But this is what Ezra is telling you. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. That's talking that concentrated fire. And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Okay, because what are these proud ashes? What do you call these people? What are these proud asses doing? He didn't have to live up a sword, nothing. He just opened his mouth and that fire, that concentrated lasers, that everything, whatever you might want to say, took everybody out and then showed there's no sign of anybody. There's dust, burnt, burnt burned meat. You know what I mean? And there came much people unto him, whereof some were verse 12. Afterwards I saw, and the same man came down from the mountain. Okay, he came down from the spaceship and called upon him another peaceful multitude. That's talking about the elect. Okay, come up hither. Remember, in Revelation it tells us, come up hither, come up with me. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad and some were sorry. And some of them were bound, and others brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, Thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning. It's talking about all the prophets, right? Isaiah, Jeremiah, all the prophets. Even Moses saw this, right? And hast counted me worthy that thou should receive my prayer. Show me now that the interpretation of this dream. For I conceived in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. So that's the second coming of the Mashiach, which we're waiting patiently, but we know that the Lord is coming, okay, with fire. That he's going to have all those crowns of all those governments because he's going to conquer the nations. They're not just going to give up those crowns. He's going to take it by violence. And the number one person, okay, that the Lord is going to come visit, okay, is these Edomites. The Edomites. That's the number one people. Remember, these are the people that crucified him. These are the people that beat him. You think he forgot about that? Nah. That was 2,000 years ago. The bygones be bygones. That was 2 days to the Lord. He's pissed. He ain't gonna about to let that go. And let's see. Where are you gonna read that? If you guys want to read about that. Isaiah 63. Woe is he that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in greatness of his strength. Remember those multitude of the angels. And that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Okay, verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like them that treadeth in the wine fat. Verse 3. I have trodden down the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stand all my raiment. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Barakatham Rakakadash, and he that have ears let him hear. He's on his way. Aman.